Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar, How to Act on Big Data in Real Time, Part 2. I'm Megan Souza, Marketing Manager here with Dunn Solution Group. Before we get started, I would like to go over a few items. This session will be recorded and we will send out a link to the recording to everyone who registered within 24 to 48 hours after the presentation. We also have recordings of all previous webinars on our website in the event that you missed any in the past. Also, if you have any questions during today's presentation, we encourage you to submit them and we'll address as many as we have time for at the end of the presentation. If the question is somewhat complex and we need more time to answer, we do promise to follow up with you for those. So let's take a look at today's agenda. I will begin by doing introductions to Dunn Solution Group. From there, I will turn it over to today's first presenter, Renata Siemens-Juntak, who is the Analytics Manager here with Dunn Solution Group. From there, she will turn it over to today's second presenter, Janani Eshwaran, who is an Analytics Consultant here for Dunn Solution. Renata will discuss the impact of real-time analytics in the telecom industry. She will then discuss Microsoft Azure and HDinsight, after which she will turn it over to Janani to do a demo for the telecom real-time fraud detection. After which we will go over what's next, and we'll take any questions that you may have. So let's get started. Dunn Solutions has a long history of delivering innovative business technology solutions to companies. We are headquartered just outside of Chicago and have offices in Minneapolis, Raleigh, and Bangalore, India. Our offerings fall into two practice areas. Our application development solutions feature portals, e-commerce, and content-managed websites, mobile application development, and custom application development. Our analytics solutions feature analytics and BI platforms, as well as data warehouses and data integration. We are authorized SAP and Liferay training providers and offer classroom, virtual, private, and custom options. Additionally, we offer Microsoft, Java, and SQL Server training, among others. We believe training is important because once we deliver a solution, we want to make sure that those who need it know how to use it and maintain it. Our clients, some of which are included here, are a combination of Fortune 500 mid-market companies, government agencies, and nonprofits across all verticals. About 80% of our business are commercial clients and 20% are nonprofit and government. We maintain strong partnerships with top technology companies in order to offer our clients the most innovative solutions available today. Also, as today's presentation focuses on Microsoft, I would like to make a note that we're Microsoft Gold Data Analytics partners. Our application development practice develops solutions that are custom and help differentiate our customers from their competitors. We provide solutions on portals, e-commerce, and content-managed websites, transactional applications, as well as mobile applications for integration with back-end systems. Our analytics practice helps deliver information to decision makers throughout your organization so that it runs better. We can help with decision making by not only looking to the rearview mirror, but also looking forward into the future by leveraging predictive analytics and data mining techniques. Thank you. Introduce you to Dunn Solutions. I will now hand over the presentation to Renata. Welcome, Renata.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you for the introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Renata, and as what Megan said, we have 3 offices. I'm the one in Raleigh office. And we are going to present this webinar, learn how to act on your big data in real time. This topic is divided into 2 webinars, so this is our second one. In the first webinar, we show you how to store and analyze the streaming data, and in this one, we are going to show you how to process the streaming data in real time for faster decision. So real-time big data is not just about processing or storing big amount of data, and storing petabytes or exabytes of data in a data warehouse. It's more about making better decisions and take meaningful action at the right time. So for example, let's say you are a large financial service institution. Obviously, you're going to be on the lookout for credit card fraud. So some kind of fraud are relatively easy to spot. So if cardholder make a purchase in Philadelphia and another purchase 10 minutes later in San Diego, a fraud alert is triggered. But fraud inventors are very creative. They invent new things every time. So there are so many other kind of credit card fraud involve numerous small purchases across multiple accounts over long time periods. And to find those kind of fraud requires a different analytic approach. The traditional enterprise data warehouse with its traditional analytics will no longer enough. So for this, you need the ability to do like a very ad hoc query in real time. Because when you are dealing with fraud, every lost minute translates into lost money. So this is why we need technology that can handle ad hoc query in real time for big data. So remember this? This is about real-time big data analysis. It's about combining and analyzing data so you can take the right action at the right time and at the right place. This is what some of the real-time business implementation we can have. We can detect fraud while a credit card is swiped. We can trigger an offer while the shopper is standing on a checkout line. We can place an ad on a website while someone is reading a specific article. So you can see the fluidity of each of the action in this example. So we know the capability to store data quickly is not new. Business and governments have been storing huge amount of data for decades. So what's new here is the ability to do something meaningful with that data quickly and cost effectively. What we are witnessing now, however, is an explosion. There are so many new inventions, new techniques for analyzing those large data sets. As you can see here, there is power of real-time analytics, power to improve service, to cost save, to detect fraud, to make you aware of customer trend, to enhance self-insight, to detect error instantly, and to notify if your competitor have new strategies. So in today's demo, we are going to focus on the power to detect fraud. Fraud will cost us and our company in terms of money, confidence, morale, and also increase audit costs. Clearly, this is very damaging. So today's demo is about fraud in the telecom industry. Let's see what some of the statistics here say. Yeah, based on Communication Fraud Control Association, CFCA, the telecom fraud cost the industry in 2015 alone over 38 billion USD. And you can see here some of the category of the fraud can be PBX hacking, about 10% of the fraud, and PBX hacking, subscription fraud, dealer fraud, abuse of network, and so on. Now that we discussed the business side of this challenge, let's take a look on what the technology has to offer. In this case, we'll focus on what Microsoft Azure can provide for us. The first thing we need is a tool that can capture the real-time streaming data. This is provided by Azure Event Hub. What is it? What's the benefit? You can see here, you can stream millions of events per second. Yeah, because Event Hub is a highly scalable published subscribed service in the cloud. It can ingest millions of events per second and then stream them into multiple applications. Once it is inside, then you can start processing the data, analyze the massive amount of data which is produced by your connected devices and application. And you use like any real-time analytics provider to transform and store the collected data. And then it can process event with variable load profiles. So what variable means here is up and down, spikes, or intermittent. Because big data is defining today's connected world. Big data coming from many sources. You can be connected cars or thermostat or mobile application, they all capture telemetry of the user individual. So in this case, what Event Hubs is doing is ingest event with elastic scale. So it can accommodate the variable load profiles and accommodate the spike caused by the intermittent connection. And then the third point is the connect millions of devices across platform. Azure Event Hubs is designed for scale, and it can process millions of messages on both directions, inbound and outbound, and it can have some real-world use. In case of IoT scenario, where millions of devices push data to the cloud, or gaming scenarios where you push user activities at scale to the cloud. So there are many other use cases why we need a technology like Azure Event Hubs. So how much data can Event Hub control? For this, we need to understand what throughput unit is. Think of throughput unit like pipes. If you need more water to flow through, you get more pipes. So the circumference of the pipe is fixed. The size of the pipe is fixed. It can only take so much water. So if you either need to fill the tank or take more water from the tank, the input and output, then the only way to do this is by adding more pipes. So every pipe you add is going to cost you money in this case. So how much data? The inbound, or the what we call publisher, can take about 1 megabyte or 1,000 events per second, while the outbound, the consumer, can take 2 megabytes per second. But remember, this is just the pipe. And you can have many pipes when you make when you register with Microsoft Azure Event Hub. So the next thing we need is a tool that can work with big data, Hadoop. Azure HDinsight, the ecosystem here, the picture here, all support the tool that's available for big data using Hadoop. As you may hear before, Hadoop is a free framework that supports the processing of large data sets in a distributed computing environment. So the Azure HDinsight itself is the cloud-hosted version of Hadoop cluster on Windows Server. So it's Hadoop in the cloud using Windows operating system. So here is the ecosystem. First layer, it works with compatible with Azure Storage. Second layer, Azure HDinsight has all this core engine, which is a staple in the Hadoop world. For batch processing, you use MapReduce script, you use Pig. SQL, you use Hive. NoSQL, you use HBase. Streaming, you use Storm. In memory, you use Spark. And the third layer is the visualization reporting tools. You can either use tools that are familiar with you, like Tableau or QlikView, SAP or SAP Lumira. And also there's a tool coming directly installed in Azure you can use on the cloud, like Power BI, Jupyter, and Apache Zeppelin, for those who are more familiar in Hadoop world. And there are many benefits. You can build big data with no hassle, and it's open and flexible. You can gain insight by using a simple tool like Microsoft Excel, and you can build your big data application your way. So that's the benefit of using HDinsight. So the second important HDinsight Hadoop cluster that we are going to discuss here is Spark streaming. There are two of cluster that we are going to discuss. The first one here is the Spark streaming, and the second one is Hive. Let's take a look at the first one here, Spark streaming. So it's scalable, high throughput, fault-tolerant, and stream processing of live data. What is the benefit for developers? All the data collected can be later post-processed, and the code and business logic can be shared and reused. What it means to the like the coder or the architect is they can spend less time learning or implementing or maintaining different framework and focus on developing smarter application. Yeah. Because Spark Streaming allow the data engineer and data scientist to process real-time data from various sources. And as part of unification of different data processing, that's the key reason why Spark Streaming has been adopted rapidly. Yeah, it makes very easy for developers to use a single framework and to satisfy all the processing needs. So that's the benefit of Spark Streaming in HDinsight. Let's take a look at the second cluster. Its name is Hive. And this is what we use to store big data with its structured and semi-structured data. So Hadoop is a big data, but it also has a data warehouse system. This is the one, Hive. It allows querying and analyzing of your data. It allows you to project structure on largely unstructured data. And it also understands how to work with structure and semi-structured data. So Hive provides a SQL-like query language named HiveQL. You may heard SQL is still the most well-known language for data, and this is important benefit for people who wants to use big data but has less time to learn a new language. So if they know SQL, they should be able to use HiveQL. Also, the benefit of using Hive is low-cost data storage, and it's also compatible with the rest of Azure Data Platform. So the next important tools we need is for visualization. Azure has Power BI that has lots of benefits. It empowers user. It can extract source data, create data set, transform or manipulate your data. And then as a business analyst or business user, you can visualize the data like this and publish the resulting report and dashboard. So the Q&A function may be the top cited benefit, and it's also achieving self-service BI because you can just use human natural language to ask questions and you get your answer. The dashboard visualization are best in class. It also has the interactive GeoMap visualization empowered by Bing Maps. The innovative technology behind this product is the in-memory engine and columnar database. And for business, the benefit is you still own your data. You can have your application up and running in less time and at lower cost. It also have a free version or at a very low monthly cost. And by having this, it reduces the acquisition barriers for us to start developing our visualization or reporting tools. So the next thing is the tools that will inform you in real time when the fraud or an error or an anomaly exists. How you being notified is up to you. Yeah, you can set up a real-time pop-ups or sound notification, or those things can work when you are browsing the web or on another call. So you can get real-time alerts about your customer activity, all about what is happening right now, know about the new deal, the new tech, the new contact, new calls, and you know all this just the right time, automatically, yeah, without you do something. So those information are being pushed to you. Yeah, some example is sophisticated email tracking software for marketing campaign. You can get real-time alert when an email is open or a link is clicked. And for web visit notification, you can tell your customer is browsing your site and which page is holding their interest. Is it the hot lead browsing your pricing page? Then if it is, call them immediately and try to close the deal. And for phone, you can receive text or call if someone is using your credit card in New York while you live in North Carolina. So it's very important tools here to get real-time alert, because it is very important to take action in real time for real results. So we have reviewed the business challenge and then the technology behind it, the one that available nowadays to answer this challenge. Now it's time to see some practical implementation. Janani Aswaran, our big data consultant, will do a real-time fraud detection using telecom industry data. Janani, are you ready?
Yeah, thanks, Renata. Thanks, Renata. Hi, everyone.
Yes.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Yeah. Good evening, wherever you are. I'm Janani Ishwaran from Dunn Solution Group, working as an analytics consultant in big data area at a Skokie office, Illinois. So moving on to our demo today, as Renata mentioned, our demo will focus on the use cases in the telecom industry, which is telecommunication industry or communication service providers. Everybody agrees that data is definitely becoming a very important asset for any industry given. That is because of rapid increase in adoption of smartphones and growth in mobile internet. So this has made every industry to have access to large amounts of data. Likewise, telecom industry have access to large amounts of data sources like customer profiles, device data, network data, customer usage patterns, location data, and so on. So we can get a lot of insights out of this data. In a business point of view, telecom industry can gain a lot of insights. So before proceeding with our demo today, let's discuss few use cases in telecom industry with big data real-time analytics. The first one will be the fraud prevention. If the call is not detected, it can get passed through customer bills and have a bad impact on our customer experience. Even in the most cases where fraud is detected these days, it tends to be following day or even after the weekend, which results in direct revenue loss and additional expenditure to correct it. So real-time analytics enables the immediate real-time detection of suspected call activity based on the data streams. And the next is, by performing real-time analytics on the customer bills and by monitoring the service provided to them, we can deliver real-time visibility of service performance, costs, and discounts to the customers. And the third would be, when the user moves to different location, we have to choose the low-cost interconnected partner for roaming calls in a wireless network. And this must happen in real time. The selection of the low-cost IP network path given the desired quality can be achieved using real-time, whereas if not in real-time, then the customer won't be happy and the bills will be very high for the customer. So we have to choose a least cost optimized routing and the network for the customer while he's in roaming calls where our network is not there. And the fourth one would be call performance monitoring. So some of the services are bursty by nature, where the problems may last for a few seconds, like call quality issues, drop calls, and so on. By analyzing and monitoring the call record details in real time, we can identify the issues immediately so that call performance is improved. And the final one is the important thing for any business, how to analyze the profit given by the customers in the real time. So that can also be achieved if you analyze the call record details. Like you can, in order to gain the insight of how we are performing, for example, to analyze the gross margin. So these days it has been offline. So in order to, if it is real time, then you can gain a lot of insights and make some corrections in our business so that the business will improve as and when the problems are detected or something else is happening or if you're facing some losses. So all this can be achieved if you use real-time analytics over the big data in your industry, like how we saw in telecom. So today you are in the right, you're trying to capture the data from any application in real time and store those real-time data and perform analysis on the stream data. So this is the platform. You're in a correct place to learn how we can do all those things. And not only that, we can also visualize this real-time data and get some insights, beautiful insights. So this is demo. In our demo today, we will be seeing all these things. So let's move on to a demo. Today I'll be using these tools and platforms. So all these platforms are in cloud. For example, Azure Event Hub, which will collect the events, and Azure HDinsight cluster, where I'll be using for processing the stream data, and Azure SQL database for having my enriched data like customer profiles and tower details, and Power BI for visualization, and the real-time notification is sent via email. So this is how platform and tools which we'll be using in our demo. Today's architecture will be this, as shown here. Streaming data or call record details in our case will be streamed in real time to Azure Event Hub, and this is in turn consumed by Spark streaming. Spark streaming and Hive, as I said, it will be inside HDinsight cluster in Azure, which is in cloud. So these are all the events, real-time events are consumed by Spark. So when it is consumed, it processes and transforms the stream data, and then if there is any anomaly detected as and when the events are streamed and processed, it will be notified via email, or if not, the stream data will in turn be stored in Hive for later analysis. And along with the SQL data, which is like enrichment data in our case, like customer profiles and tower details, it is also stored in cloud in Azure SQL database. Along with this Hive, streaming data and enrichment data will gain some beautiful insight in Power BI. So let's see how it goes step by step. So our first step will be streaming the data, call records, to Azure Event Hub. Let's check out how it can be done. So I have used a Java program to mimic a call record details, which is nothing but a Java program to generate some data, and it will be moved to Azure Event Hub. This is my command prompt in my local machine. This machine will act as a data generator. So the data is being generated now in real time. So it will be very fast and quick, as you can see here. So let's go and check out the next step. Consuming the stream data in Spark, using Spark. So that will be our second step. Let's check out how we can do that. So this command for the Spark streaming, I'll be executing in the cloud HDinsight cluster. So this is a command. So this will act as a receiver for consuming the real-time events into HDinsight cluster, and also process it while it is being streamed. See, you can see since the event has been streamed, we already got an alert. Let's check out that later. Before that, let me explain this module a little bit more. So as and when the data is getting streamed, so since the events are getting generated fast, we are getting so much of alerts here. So this data, it will be in the unstructured format, like it will be in a array of bytes. So Spark streaming will in turn convert that into semi-structured data and then process it for detecting the anomaly. Like here, it is a fraud detection. And let's check out how it is being processed and transformed into semi-structured data. All this, I have stored the stream data into a storage unit in Hive in HDinsight. So we can check out that. Let me refresh it. Yeah, there are two tables. As and when the data are getting streamed, it will be in Telecom table. If there is any fraud detected, yeah, it will be in table. Let's check out the data here. So this is our data here today. I'll be capturing tower ID, which tower the customer has used, and what is the frequency and bandwidth, and from which customer is calling to which customer, and what call type, whether it is SMS or data or call, and the start time of the call and the end time, if it is data or anything, and the call result, whether it is being dropped or answered, and charge, how much charge, and call quality, and the call protocol, if the call type is call and not data or SMS. And data, if it is data, if the customer is using data pack, then data speed and data usage, and weather, ratings, and IMSI, which is awesome, a unique identification number for every number, mobile number. So let's go on to our next step. I showed you this Hive, how it is stored in this step. So sorry, I missed that. And the next step would be email alert. Yeah, we already got, it was very super fast in detecting the anomaly. So let's go and check out how we got the alert. Yeah, I got an alert in my inbox. I got so much alerts because there was so much data coming in. And yeah, see, for every customer I have configured my email as the email ID, so I keep getting the emails. So the this customer was using this tower ID, and this customer, there was one more customer using some other tower ID, but both were using the same IMSI number, which is SIM unique identification number. So I get an alert that both customers are using the same identification number, but they are using two different towers at the same time. So this is of course a fraud, because two person cannot use the same IMSI number and be at a different place. So of course it's a fraud. So this has been detected now. So let's see where these two towers are being there out there in the place. So that can be visualized and analyzed using the next step, which is nothing but visualizing in Power BI. So along with the data from SQL database, like tower details, which city each tower is located, we can visualize, combining with the streaming data, we can visualize using Power BI. So let's go and check out that. That will be our next step. So this will be as and when the events are coming in, you can see how the events are going for each duration of the time. And so this is how the events are coming in. So for current period, we have so much calls, 225 calls, and we have 90 people using SMS service, and so 100 and something people using our data service. And also you can see here, these are the highest used towers, highly used towers. So the T12 tower is being used most, and it's from some place. And as I said, there was a fraud detector. So there were two people using this tower and this tower. The customer C1 was using this tower and customer C2 was using this tower. And if you can see, this tower is from Montreal, T10 is from Montreal, and T20 is from Chicago, Oak Park. So both are from different places and both are using IMSI. Same as IMSI, so of course we have detected the fraud, and that's how you can visualize where the fraud is happening, and you can say there is some actual fraud thing happening. So that's all for today. Over to Renata.
Yep. Thank you, Janani. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's recap what we have here and what we have seen so far. So we have discussed the business challenge of taking the right action at the right time and at the right place. We then discussed how technology, especially with Microsoft Azure, can help. And we see the demo by Janani. We see how the data, the telecom streaming data, is captured by Azure Event Hubs. And then also she process the data. She consume it using Spark streaming and then store it in Hive. And while the data is being processed, if there is a fraud, and an email will be sent to her email, to alert that the example that she gave is two different accounts using the same phone ID and make a call from different tower at around the same time. So on top of it, she also used the streaming data capture in Hive and combining with the data coming from the Microsoft SQL database, like the tower information, customer detail information, and then combine those two information together using Power BI and visualize it. So that's some of the business case that we can use to do real-time analytics using big data. So if you have your own real-time big data challenges, or you have been trying to detect anomalies or fraud in real time, feel free to contact us and we'll help you to execute. Any question or any doubt that you have in your mind, feel free to email us at this email address. And thank you everyone for your time today. Thank you for attending this webinar, and see you for our next webinar.
Thank you, Janani and Renata, for your wonderful presentation. If we have any questions, again, please email either one of Janani or Renata, and their emails are on the screen. We hope to see you all in the future, and thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you all.